Good afternoon, everyone. This is Andres here. Thank goodness we're almost to Friday. Today's Wednesday. Thank you, Lord. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to be going over the study guide to review for the exam, for the first exam next Tuesday. And then on the next in class, we're going to be discussing about a little about the play. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of warm up. So tomorrow, Thursday, is going to be the place that we're going to be picking it out for. So I already have a senior partner. I already told you that she has visual learning, so my respect for her. She's my friend. So I guess I just did a little bit of reviewing for the exam, for the first exam next Tuesday. So I gotta be prepared for that, and I hope I will do well in the first exam. So if I don't do well, it's gonna drop. So the lowest test grade is gonna drop, like I said before. So that's what the professor said. Thank the Lord that if I do well in the exams, I don't have to take the final exam, which is good, which is pretty awesome. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll go back to my studies and talk to you guys in a bit. Hello everyone, this is Ortiz here. Good morning. So I have to keep it on because my mom, my auntie, and my grandparents are trying to sleep. So today I have class starts at 10:30 a.m. So I have to get ready to start my mass media law class. So it's tomorrow or so. I gotta get ready. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Andres here. I just got back from a class yesterday. So for my acting class, we just did the warm up. We just did walking to pretend that we were toddlers. We just did the pretend that we were moms there and the teacher to give us a hand. And that's how we did the warm up, and that's how we feel our body. And I had a great time in the acting class. So for my script analysis is due on Sunday, so I just started working that. So I'm gonna be having a little time. I'm gonna be having my paper to turning it in on time. So hopefully I get a better grade. So for my mass media law class for the exam, no notes or book is allowed in the test. So I have to use my brain in order to think the questions. So if I don't do well on the test, it's gonna drop the test, and then I will be doing well on the next one. So yeah, the professor said that if students doesn't do well in the regular exams, then maybe they can get a group of meetings the study guide, and then they can do well in the final exam. So if I don't release an A in mass media law class, I just release a B or C. I wouldn't care. So my goal is to work to get a B in the class. So hopefully I do well on my regular test. So I'll be using my brain in order to take my time to search for the answers. Not search the answers, but search the answers through my brain. So it's gonna be without looking at it. So I'm not gonna use my notes, but part might be using my note card instead. So I can do well in the test. So I can do my brainstorm to do well in the test. So I will look for the answers for using a note card instead, not using a notes or book. So the professor wants the students to use the brain in order to look at the questions before answering the questions. So it's gonna be 50 questions, so it's not gonna be that long. So hopefully I do well. If I don't do well, my lowest test grade will drop. So I will do well in the next one. So hope everything is well for you. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's weekend. So I got study to do for my test. So my quiz I'm gonna be taking on Monday is due on Wednesday. So and the regular test for mass media law it starts at 10:30 a.m. and it's gonna end at Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. So I'm gonna be taking it on Tuesday. So hopefully I'll be ready for my test. So if I don't do well, it's gonna drop. So I'll do better in the next regular test. So hope everything is well for you, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. See you then. I have something to tell you that for script analysis, I'm gonna be playing as Ben for the play with my friend that is my scene partner. So she's be playing as Maya and I'll be playing as Ben. So it's gonna be exciting for the midterm to start in March. So I still have time to memorize the whole script. So if I don't do as well, I just get a B or C. So it doesn't matter. I wouldn't care at all. So I'll take you guys in a bit and I'll be going back to my study. Take you guys in a bit. Hello everyone, this is Andres here. Today is Saturday, thank goodness it's the weekend. So today I turned in my script analysis, which is good. I think I did pretty good, better than the other one. Thank you, Lord. So the professor won't grade it until this coming Monday or the day before that, one of the two. It all depends how the professor is gonna have time. So thankfully, I just completed it time and I completed on time. Thank you, Lord. I feel with you that I completed on time. So for multimedia law, I have a test on Tuesday at 10:30, and it's gonna end on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. So I have 24 hours to complete the test. So I'll be good to go. So I'm gonna be studying for it, and then I'll be using my brain to answer the right answers for the test. So hopefully I do good. If I don't do good, I'll do better than the next one. So I'm gonna try to get at least an A in the test. If I don't get at least an A in the test, I just get at least a B or C. One of the two. I wouldn't care. So if I don't do well, the test grade will drop. So I gotta be positive that I gonna think I'm gonna do well. If not, it might be hard for me to keep going. So always gotta Professor said that always gotta be positive to think that they do well on the test. So she prefers challenging. So we gotta use our brain to answer the right answers. If we don't do as well as we hope for, maybe she has a study guide so we can meet in the university test library. So only if we don't do well as well as hope for. So if I do well on 3 of them, I don't have to take the finals. So same thing for students as well. So well, I gotta get going. So take the guys in a bit. Hello everyone, this is Andres here. Today is Sunday. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you, Lord, that it's Sunday. This is the last day of the weekend. Back on Monday, we're going back to business, sadly. So I just completed my chapter 78 quiz for mass media law. I think I did pretty good. I don't get the grade yet until after Thursday in class is over, or Monday, one of the two. Sometimes professor grades after class, sometimes she grades on Mondays. So depending on how busy she is. So for on Tuesday, I'm gonna be taking the regular test that is called mass media law. It's gonna be from chapters 1 to 6. I cannot use the notes or book for the test, but I might be using a curve to find the answers. So I'm gonna use my brain to answer the questions to get the right answers. If I don't do well, as well as I hope for, it can drop the lowest quiz, and then I'll be doing well in the next one. I'll be doing well in the number 3 one. If not, I'll be taking the finals. I'll be taking the final exam. So if I do well in the 3 exams, I don't have to take the final. If I don't do well as well as I hope for, maybe I can take the final to have the study guide to be well prepared for the final. It's gonna be about First Amendment. So if the students do well in 3 regular tests, that means they don't have to take the final, which is good. So that was Bern. That's a professor that she's not gonna let the students take the final when they do well on the regular tests. So that's how it is in their class for mass media law. So for my acting class, yesterday I just finished with script analysis, which is good. Thankfully I finished on time. It's due tonight, so thankfully I finished on time. and I'm really good to go. So for technical theater, I'm gonna be doing this discussion post. It's gonna be about the Halloween, the costume that I wore as an actor. So it is a discussion post that I wore for Halloween. So maybe I can write about something that's for Halloween. So yeah. But I still need to figure it out which clothes that I wore for Halloween as an actor. So it has to be there's a that relate to pops, stuff like that for technical theater. So well, I'm gonna get back to the school study. So talk to you guys in a bit. I'll see you guys. Not. Oh, something I have to tell you that. Something I have to tell you that I have a counseling appointment meeting on March 3rd at 1:30 p.m. So I can't miss the appointment. If I miss a counseling appointment, it can charge me. So that's why I have to go to attend to counseling appointment every single day. Every single day I have the appointment, I have to attend to counseling appointment. If I want to cancel that, I have to let them know 24 hours before. I had to let them know 24 hours at a time, and that way they can cancel me to reschedule for another appointment. So if I want to schedule for another appointment, I had to let them know 24 hours ahead of time, and that way I can schedule for another appointment. So that's how it is at UCF. So well, I gotta get back to school, so talk to you guys in a bit. Hey everyone, this is here. Today's Monday. Thank you Lord for the beautiful day. So today is week 7, starting with spring term at UCF. So I'm so glad that time has been going fast. Midterm is around the corner. So tonight I'm gonna be doing rehearsal with my friend for my acting class. I'll be playing as Ben from graduation project, and my friend's gonna be playing as Maya from graduation project as well. It's related to school environment, so I gotta memorize fully, and that way I can do well on my monologue for midterm. If I don't release an A in my monologue, I just get at least A, B, or C. I wouldn't care at all. So thankfully I just finished my mass media law quiz for chapter 7 to 8 yesterday. Thankfully I finished at the time. I think I did well, so I won't receive the grade yet until after class is over or next Monday, one of the two. So this coming Tuesday, tomorrow, I have a next Tuesday I have a counseling appointment, so it's at 1:30 p.m. So it's gonna be next Tuesday on March 2nd. So well, I gotta get back to my studies, so we'll talk to you guys in a bit. Good morning, everyone. This is Andres. Today is Tuesday. Thank you, Lord. We have waited there 2 weekends, so I have a mass media law test today, so it's due tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So I've heard that chapter 7 to 8 quiz has changed the due date, but I don't know exactly when, but I know that has changed the due date, so I gotta have to double check it out. So for today, I have my class at 3 p.m., which is acting class. So we're gonna do a little bit of warm-ups, and then we're gonna be learning something new in acting class that is related to the scene partners. So I just turned in my script and released this ahead of time. Thank you, Lord, that I did it that before that is due. So I just talked about that in the video before. So hopefully I do good on my mass media law test. If not, the lowest test grade is gonna drop, so I'll be doing better in the next one. If I don't do good at my exams as I was hoped for, maybe I can have a study guide to meet with the library, and then I'll be taking the final exam. So we'll see how it goes. If I don't get at least an A in that class, I just get a B or high B. It doesn't matter to me. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be eating some breakfast and talk to you guys in a bit.